I can actually surprise you that just about a month ago, there was no clue that this road was even ever going to be done. It was just rumors. This is a road that was started off by the former president, and 2.5 years later, we thought that it's a dead project. Now just about a month and a half, and this is what you're seeing behind me, all done within a month. So wow, we're happy, very excited. Trust me, God works through everyone, and if he has worked through these politicians, this is amazing. We have benefited, prayers answered. Thank you, God. Thank you.
Now, a good look at the project notice, which is part of Vision 2030, indicates that this road was to have been done between 2019 and the year 2020. Funded by the government, monitored by Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and the contractor was China Wu Yi. But corruption is bleeding this nation, because even a good project cannot proceed as initially put on the strategy paper, because I believe a government does not just blow hot air. While in the process of decongesting cities, building up of towns within the outskirts of the city, and that helps people become self-developed. And that is how we create employment in the outskirts and decongest the city to be able to rearrange it based on the increasing numbers of population. And you know that infrastructure is one key pillar of strategic visionary development. When we have roads, we have water, we have electricity. Those are three basic factors. And we appreciate that the Mlolongo Athi River Joska Road, which has taken so long, and as I said, was started off by the former president who was voted in between 2017 and 2022 for the second term. This was indeed a visionary idea. But have we been able to move? Today, it is the year 2025. A whole 5 years since the project was deemed to have been completed. It is just about to get done. And word has it that it will not even go the whole distance. Half of it will be done, the rest is left to the winds. So why does a government run projects like this? That would be the big question. Are we ready to create employment? Are we ready to empower people who still have large tracts of land that can be used for other amenities and still make money? Are we ready to see people move out of the cities to go and form big schools like this? When a facility like this runs, they'll be needed for suppliers, for staff, for transport, for accommodation, for security. A whole lot of needs arise with infrastructural development. But are we focusing on this? Why is it that projects only need to move when a politician has interests in a certain location? That's a big question for this country.
Inside a big tractor thing. Some of these things are massive, and that's what has been building this road.
And so I ventured out to go and physically have an experience of what's going on. And while it is good to appreciate that something is being done, and indeed the locals get an opportunity for the upgrading of roads, my prayer is that things would happen based on a government strategy, that everything is anchored and premised on a process that does not have to be interfered with by politicians. Because if one politician has a legacy project, they kill the project of the other politician because they want theirs to come to the fore, which is okay. They can't get budget for their legacy projects, but we need to have a mechanism where the county government's administrative systems and structures are not manipulated and interfered with by political processes. So is there hope for this country to get good leadership? Is there hope for a new dawn? Is there hope that we can follow constitutional dispensations and have national interests and priorities to run according to the form of management? Do we have hope that these leaders are even different, and when they come in, they will make a difference? That indeed is a dark spot for Kenyans. One, because of our voting mindset, our electoral process, which is manipulated and controlled so badly by people who purport to have a vision for this country. But once people are in power, you realize that the vision is personal. The agenda is lost along the way. But we appreciate that something is happening. However, that must never be our hope. National interests must be anchored on constitutionalism and principalities that help a country move forward. We cannot have a situation where an individual is so strong and so powerful to be able to cut everything that we do to be based on their personal agendas. The country must be bigger than individuals. It is indeed my personal belief that Kenyans are some of the most industrious and hard-working people. And this, for example, being the Athi River Mlolongo Joska Road, is meant to ease congestion for people even coming from Mombasa, because the Mombasa Road Highway is just about 2 kilometers off this road. And people do not have to all go congest on Outer Ring Road or Eastern Bypass, because with this road, you can get onto the Thika Super Highway simply from the backside. And when a road like this is opened up, all this land that you see lying fallow becomes useful, because access is now easy. It is closer to the airport, it is closer to the standard gauge railway, and people can move goods and services very, very easily. For transport is a powerful way of moving an economy. And so we appreciate that something has been done. Industries will open, residential areas will explode, people will get into real estate, and every single bit or parcel of land along this area will have meaning. And that is how we create empowerment. And so it is my hope that even for the funders, organizers, and managers of this project will be able to have visionary leadership. For when we do that, then we have a thrust of power and we move business to bigger locations. Children's future becomes secured, people are able to have meaningful income and develop and do projects within a capacity that is manageable. So this is indeed just a road, but the power of creating infrastructure is massive. We want to create jobs, we want to increase opportunities, we want our vision as a nation to become a reality. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad that we are listening. Engage on the comment section and let's talk about infrastructure. Let's talk about development, because as you know, some people do such a terrible job. Look, this is a person who was given a major road, Syokimau Katani. How did it end? very hopeless. But with the coming in of the affordable housing projects in this area, we believe that is why these roads have been done. So if something is progressive, we appreciate. But corruption is a no, no, no. Let's continue driving this nation forward. Albert Nation, adios.